Friends, thank you for being here today. Have you been feeling a strange weight in your spirit lately, Pisces? Like your dreams are trying to tell you something, but the message keeps slipping through your fingers? Have you noticed how people around you seem different, distant, colder, or suddenly too interested in your energy? There is something serious happening to you right now, but it's not loud. It doesn't knock. It slides quietly into your life through the pauses in conversation, through the shifting tone of a friend's voice, through that dream you keep having but can't quite remember. Pisces, you are not imagining it. You're sensing what most others miss, the subtle but powerful vibration of interference. It hides beneath small gestures. A compliment that doesn't feel right, a glance that lingers a second too long, an unexpected heaviness in your chest the moment you wake up. These aren't coincidences. They're spiritual fingerprints, a signal that someone, somewhere, is doing something very serious to you, not with words or actions, but with energy. And not just anyone, someone close. Someone who once cheered for you and now smiles differently. Pisces, your soul is a mirror reflecting every ripple in the emotional field around you. You carry the wisdom of all the signs before you. That's why you feel more. That's why you dream deeper. And that's why right now, the universe is choosing you to see what has been hidden. Because the moment you become aware, the spell begins to break. So, if you've been wondering why things feel off, why your intuition buzzes louder at night, why silence suddenly feels crowded, then this message is for you. You've entered a sacred moment of revelation, and it starts now. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the mystical currents surrounding you. We'll uncover who's been silently sabotaging your peace, and more importantly, how to cleanse and protect your field with powerful sacred rituals. You'll learn the spiritual signs to look for the exact reason why you are being targeted, and how your divine light is actually triggering envy in those who can't handle your magic. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end, because there I will reveal a hidden message from the cosmos, a sacred number connected only to Pisces that's been trying to reach you for weeks. This number holds the key to your next chapter of abundance, health, and spiritual protection. So get comfortable. Make yourself a warm cup of tea or coffee, light a candle if you can, and give yourself permission to slow down. This is your moment, Pisces. A sacred space carved out just for you, to remember who you are, to awaken your intuition, and to reclaim your light. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like someone close to you was draining your energy, but hiding it behind concern, kindness, or love? If this resonates, I invite you to write in the comments, "Someone is doing something very serious to me, but I am divinely protected." That simple sentence becomes a declaration, a boundary, and a spiritual signal to the universe that you are ready to awaken. Like this video if you feel something stirring already. Subscribe for more messages crafted just for Pisces souls. And now, are you ready to step into the truth the universe has been preparing to reveal to you? Let's begin. You're not imagining it, Pisces. Someone has been quietly entering your energetic space. Not physically, not with words, but with vibrations subtle, almost imperceptible, like the softest ripple across still water. Their energy has begun to reach into yours, distorting the clarity of your emotions, blurring the line between what is truly you and what is not. Lately, your feelings haven't been fully yours. They come out of nowhere, waves of sadness, without a name, anxiety that clings to you in the morning, or that distant ache in your chest when everything seems fine on the surface. This isn't just emotional sensitivity, it's interference. And you Pisces, being the empath of the Zodiac, feel it before anyone else would. You may have noticed it in your dreams first. The sudden appearance of blurry faces, unfamiliar yet hauntingly close. People whose eyes you can't quite see, but whose presence lingers long after you've woken up. That sense of being watched in the astral realm. Or waking up with a heavy chest as though you've carried someone else's pain through the night. That's not symbolic. That's energetic trespassing. Someone is projecting onto you, sending thoughts, feelings, intentions, some unconsciously, others very deliberately. And Pisces, because you are the final sign of the Zodiac, you carry the sacred memory of all the others. Your soul has walked through every archetype learned, every lesson absorbed, every layer of the human journey. That's why your spirit is so open. That's why your field is so inviting. And that's exactly what makes you vulnerable to energies that aren't yours. They come wrapped in concern. They come cloaked in kindness. But you can feel the distortion. You can sense the weight of envy dressed up as love. Someone close to you is using your compassion against you, not because they want to destroy you, but because they want to own your softness, feed on your magic, and find shelter inside your light. Your gift, your ability to absorb, understand, and heal, is being twisted into a weakness. But make no mistake, Pisces. This isn't your fault. This is the shadow side of being born with the ocean inside your heart. People forget that the ocean isn't just calm. It's deep. It's ancient. And when disturbed, it can drown the false. You're being used as an emotional anchor by someone who cannot regulate themselves. Every time you feel inexplicably drained after talking to them, every time your body tenses when they call, every time your intuition whispers, but your heart makes excuses, you're brushing against the truth. Pisces, your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a radar. And right now it's screaming. Someone is drawing from your emotional reservoir. You might feel it in the way your mood suddenly crashes after being around them, or in how you're now second-guessing your dreams, your instincts, even your sense of direction. That's not depression. That's spiritual static. And it's not coming from inside you. It's being broadcast toward you like a silent radio signal coded in envy and confusion. The danger is that Pisces often confuses this interference with their own emotional turbulence. But not this time. This time you're being asked to look closer, to trust the quiet discomfort, to recognize that what you're feeling doesn't belong to you. Because when someone tries to manipulate a Pisces emotionally, they're not just messing with feelings, they're stepping into a sacred current. And the universe doesn't take that lightly. This isn't paranoia. This is prophecy. So take a breath, Pisces. You're not broken. You're being alerted. And this is only the beginning of the revelation. The next sign will arrive soon, and when it does, your spirit will remember everything. Stay here with me. We're only just getting started. Pisces, when the universe wants to speak to you, it doesn't shout. It whispers in symbols, in repetition, in the quiet creases of reality that most people overlook. But you, child of Neptune, guardian of the dream world, are built to hear what others cannot. And right now, the signs are all around you. You may have noticed your mirror fogging up at strange times, even without steam. Or maybe the reflection feels off, not in a way that makes sense, but in the way that sends a chill through your spine. That mirror isn't malfunctioning. It's reflecting an energetic disturbance, one that doesn't belong to you. Something or someone is trying to reach into your field. And then there are the shadows, flickers in your peripheral vision, the strange feeling that something passed by, but when you turn, nothing's there, or as it pisses you exist between realms. Your spirit doesn't need eyes to see. It knows when a presence lingers, and lately that knowing has been louder, hasn't it? Dreams have become strange again. Familiar themes are looping, as if you're being shown a puzzle piece by piece. Faces reappear. Scenarios replay, and each time your spirit stirs a little more, trying to decode what your conscious mind keeps dismissing. Stop brushing it off. This isn't your imagination. It's memory. Memory from your soul trying to deliver a message. You're not paranoid. You're perceiving. Even machines around you have begun to respond. Lights flicker when you're near. Your phone freezes or calls drop without reason. Music plays a song you haven't heard in years at exactly the moment you needed to remember something. These are not accidents. These are cosmic nudges. They are clues wrapped in static, and they are increasing. Have you felt that chill out of nowhere, that sudden drop in temperature, especially around your neck or your chest? That's not just your body reacting. That's your energy field reacting. Pisces, you are water, and when the current around you shifts, your body knows before your mind does. That coldness is your shield tightening. Your spirit saying, pay attention. Something's not right. And it isn't. You are being watched, not with eyes, but with energy. Someone is focusing on you, obsessing, studying. And when intention is that focused, it leaves fingerprints across dimensions. These signals, these symbols are your higher self pulling the fire alarm. You're not broken. You're being contacted. Pisces, of all the signs, you are the most attuned to subtle guidance. While others seek proof, you live in poetry. While they chase logic, you drift into knowing. That is your strength, and that is why the universe speaks to you in dreams, in reflections, in forgotten songs, and flickering lights, because only you would understand the language of the invisible. So don't ignore the signs. That gut feeling that someone is hiding something from you, that's not drama. That's divine intelligence. That moment when you walk into a room and everything suddenly feels dense, that's not coincidence. That's a spiritual warning. That random headache that comes when you're around a specific person, that's not stress. That's a frequency clash. And it's real. Pisces, your life right now is filled with signals, symbols, choreographed synchronicities meant to guide you. If you've been seeing repeating numbers, especially ones tied to endings and new beginnings, like 111 or 919, that's the universe placing arrows in your path. And here's what most people miss: the signs don't just arrive when something is wrong. They intensify right before the truth is revealed. So if the world feels louder, if the lights flicker more, if your dreams become more vivid and the cold behind your neck won't go away, it's because you're about to see, and the shadow, it's getting nervous. But you're awakening. So take this moment seriously. Write down your dreams. Burn a white candle in silence. clean your mirror with salt water. These aren't rituals of superstition, they're acts of remembrance. You're aligning yourself back to your frequency. You're calling your soul home. Pisces, this is the sacred warning. The veil is thinning, and someone's intentions are slipping through. But so is the truth. Stay with me. In the next part, we go deeper. You'll understand exactly why this person has targeted you and what your spirit is preparing to reclaim. Pisces, do you know why you were chosen? Why, out of all the souls around them, someone has decided to energetically fixate on you? It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're lost. It's because you shine with a kind of light they cannot replicate. You have something they don't, sacred kind of softness that can't be learned. A natural healing presence that others gravitate toward without even understanding why. And that light, Pisces it, stirs something uncomfortable in those who have long been disconnected from their own. Your energy is a mirror. And when someone broken looks into that mirror, they don't always see hope. Sometimes all they see is what they lack, what they'll never be, what they can't control. That's why they stay close, not to love you, but to feed. You've always been the sanctuary, the safe harbor, the one who listens deeper, forgives longer, and gives more than anyone asked for. You are the warm light they return to after the world rejects them. But some of them, those who haven't healed, never come to give. They only come to take. There is someone near you now pretending to care. They say the right words. They do just enough. But if you look closely, you'll notice the patterns. How they always seem to appear when you're strongest and vanish when you're low. How your wins make them strangely quiet and your pain seems to give them energy. How their concern always comes with a question too sharp, too curious, too personal. They're not offering safety. They're mapping your emotional terrain, looking for soft spots. And Pisces, your heart is made of soft spots. This is not love. This is possession disguised as closeness. They don't want to see you collapse. That would be too obvious. No, their method is quieter, more cunning. They want you to doubt yourself. They want to keep you in a fog of confusion, so you keep needing them. So you keep turning to them, not realizing they're the very source of your disconnection. They don't want to destroy you. They want to disorient you. Because the more emotionally lost you feel, the easier it is for them to stay relevant in your life. That's their maze. They draw it in silence, with guilt, with passive comments, with gaslighting concern. They don't tear you down. They soften you until you stop trusting your own compass. And Pisces, how many times have you silenced your intuition to make someone else comfortable? How many times have you felt something was off, but smiled anyway, gave them another chance, believed their story even when your dreams warned you otherwise? It's not weakness. It's your nature. You believe in redemption, in soul contracts, in the goodness still buried deep inside people who forgot how to love themselves. But sometimes forgiveness becomes a doorway, and what's been stepping through that doorway isn't love, it's manipulation. Pisces, someone is playing a long game. They're not loud, they're precise. They've learned how to walk your emotional hallways without setting off alarms. And you've been blaming yourself for every closed door, every sudden shift in mood, every drop in energy, as if you're the problem. But you're not. You're the source. And that's why they're here. You offer warmth without asking anything in return. You love in full color. You dream in other dimensions. And they cannot stand that you remain soft in a world that tried to harden them. They don't want to become you. They want to absorb you. They want your essence without earning it. Your joy without your pain. Your healing without your boundaries. Pisces, someone is trying to write their story using your ink. And the moment you begin to notice, truly notice, the illusion starts to fracture. And that's what they fear most. Because when a Pisces sees clearly, the spell breaks. So ask yourself, who do you always feel tired around? Who makes you feel like you're too much or not enough sometimes in the same breath? Who always seems to be around when you're lost, but never when you're found? And most importantly, who benefits from your confusion? These aren't just questions. They are keys. You're not lost, Pisces. You're being led. And in the next part, we'll begin to map your way out of this emotional labyrinth and into the reclamation of your divine sovereignty. Stay with me. The light is coming. Pisces, something sacred is happening to you. Something subtle yet undeniable. And if you've been feeling like the world doesn't fit quite right anymore, like your skin feels a size too small, like you no longer belong where you used to feel seen, then know this: the universe is waking you up. This discomfort isn't random. It's deliberate. It's not depression. It's a divine disruption. A cosmic nudge shaking loose the illusions you've silently carried for far too long. You're not just tired, you're being redirected. Lately, maybe you've felt the pull to be alone more than usual. Social gatherings that once energized you now feel heavy. Conversations you used to tolerate now sound hollow. Certain names on your phone suddenly make your chest tighten. You start avoiding, withdrawing, protecting something, though you can't yet name what it is. That Pisces is your spirit choosing clarity over comfort. You might have this strange desire to purge your space, not just physically, emotionally, spiritually. Maybe you've suddenly wanted to clean your home top to bottom, rearrange your room, throw out old clothes, remove objects that feel energetically heavy. It's not a whim. It's a sacred urge. A ripple from your higher self saying, make space. Something new is coming. This is not just spring cleaning. This is soul clearing. The toxic energy that's been lingering, subtle but suffocating, is finally losing its grip because you are beginning to see. Not just with your eyes, with your field, with your intuition, with your dreams. And that awareness, it's the first light cutting through the fog. Pisces, you've always been sensitive to energy. But what you're feeling now isn't just a shift, it's an activation. The veil that once dulled your instincts is thinning. Your spirit is stirring. Your waters, once still to keep others calm, are beginning to rise. Because you are no longer asleep. The universe has seen the way you gave your light to the wrong people, how you stayed quiet so others could feel loud, how you held your tongue when your soul screamed, how you forgave again and again, not because they changed, but because you hoped they would. And now the universe has decided that enough is enough. This awakening may feel lonely at first. That's the cost of clarity. When you stop carrying what isn't yours, many will claim you've changed. And they're right. You're no longer available for manipulation. You're no longer renting space to chaos. You're no longer bleeding for those who never once bandaged your wounds. You're reclaiming your essence. Pisces, your symbol is the two fish swimming in opposite directions. It represents your ability to navigate both the material and the mystical world. But when your emotional current is manipulated, those two forces turn inward, they battle. That's the unease you've been feeling. That's the internal friction. But now the flow is returning. And it doesn't come through revenge. It doesn't come through confrontation. That's not your way. That's not your nature. You are water. And water doesn't fight. Water transforms. It cleanses. It purifies. It flows where fire cannot burn, where swords cannot strike. And when it retreats, it's not retreating in fear, it's returning to source. So when you feel the urge to step back from certain people, listen. When your body says no to old patterns, honor it. When your energy shuts down in the presence of someone, believe it. This is the sacred unraveling. Let it happen. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. Your stillness now is not emptiness. It's incubation. The space you're making by cutting cords, by being silent, by choosing solitude, that's not avoidance. That's spiritual hygiene. And Pisces, when you cleanse, the divine responds. Soon your dreams will sharpen. Your skin will feel lighter. Your laugh will return unforced. And when you finally open your eyes fully, you'll see who's truly meant to walk with you into this next chapter. Because this isn't just awakening, it's preparation. And in the next part, we step into the ritual, what to do now that the veil has lifted, and how to cleanse not just your space, but your destiny. Pisces, now that your spirit has begun to awaken, now that the veil has thinned, and the truth is no longer something you can ignore. It's time to cleanse, not out of fear, but out of love. Love for your soul, your future, and the sacred frequency that only you carry. This is your ritual, not a routine, not a superstition, but a ceremony of remembrance, one that pulls your energy back home. Begin with water. Always water. You are ruled by Neptune, the god of oceans and dreams. Your body responds to water, not just physically, but spiritually. So, draw a bath or a shower infused with sea salt. If you can, use Himalayan pink salt and add a few crushed bay leaves. These are ancient tools, elements that remember how to absorb what doesn't belong. As the water flows across your skin, imagine it pulling threads of exhaustion, of confusion, of energetic weight away from your body. Let it carry with it every whisper that was not your truth, every stare that lingered too long, every emotion that was never yours to hold. And as you rinse, speak, either aloud or silently, any darkness that does not belong to me now dissolves in the light of my soul. Let this be your affirmation. Let it echo through the corridors of your aura. Then step into the quiet. Light a white candle. One is enough. Sit beneath the moonlight if you can. No words, just breath. Pisces, your connection to the moon is unlike any other sign. When she shines, she pours clarity into your waters. Let her. Close your eyes and feel her light meeting the flame of your candle. Let their union create a field around you, an invisible dome of softness, of truth, of unshakable peace. If you've been carrying emotions you don't know how to express, take a piece of paper and write. Write everything. The hurt, the questions, the names, the heaviness. Let it pour out of you, not to dwell, but to release. Then when you're ready, burn that paper carefully and watch the smoke rise. That smoke is your offering. It is your signal to the universe that you're done holding what was never yours, that you are no longer a storage space for other people's shadows. Now call in your guardians, not through grand gestures, but through objects of remembrance. Carry a piece of aquamarine stone of clarity, the ocean in solid form, or amethyst, protector of spiritual boundaries, keeper of inner peace, or labradoridite, that shimmering shield between worlds reflecting all that tries to deceive. But remember this, the stone is not your protector. You are. The crystal is a mirror, a reminder of the power you've always held. It is not magic on its own. It simply helps you remember your own. Wear it on your wrist. Keep it in your pocket. Sleep with it beside you. Let it become an anchor. Every time you feel doubt creeping in touch the stone, close your eyes and say, I return to myself now. My light is my protection. Pisces, you've done enough apologizing, enough dimming. This is the part where you reclaim, not through conflict, but through clarity, through sacred rituals that signal to every frequency in the universe. This field is sovereign. This soul is off limits. This light is guarded. And as you do this day by day, you will begin to feel it, the shift, the soft return of peace, the stillness behind your ribcage, the clean weight of your own energy filling the space that used to feel crowded. You are not just cleansing your aura, you are resetting your timeline. And in the next part, we step into prophecy, because Pisces, now that you've protected your light, the universe is preparing to reward you with something extraordinary. Are you ready to receive? Pisces, once you awaken, truly awaken, there is no going back. This is not a temporary shift. It is a complete rewiring of your field, a retuning of your spiritual frequency to its divine setting. And once it happens, something extraordinary begins to unfold. Your intuition, long silenced beneath layers of doubt and emotional noise, rises like the tide. And nothing, no one can hide in its presence. You begin to see differently, not with your eyes, but with your knowing. You start recognizing the false smiles, the performative empathy, the energy vampires who once blended into your life like background noise. Suddenly, their presence feels sharp, off-key, like a dissonant note in a sacred song. And more than that, you stop tolerating what once broke you in small, silent ways. This awakening is not just about clarity, it is about restoration. Your body starts to remember what peace feels like. The nights of broken sleep, the strange restlessness, the heaviness that clung to your skin like fog, it begins to lift. You find yourself waking with a softness in your chest. Your breath is deeper. Your dreams feel clearer, and the silence no longer feels lonely, it feels holy. That is the sign. That's how you know the cleansing worked. And with every layer of energy, you shed your inner voice, the one that has whispered to you since childhood grows louder. It was never gone. It was just buried beneath everyone else's noise. But now that sacred voice returns. It speaks in feelings, in symbols, in perfect timing, in knowing without explanation. It tells you who to trust, where to go, what to release, and most importantly, it begins to lead you back to your true self. Pisces, for too long you've tried to be what others needed you to be. The healer, the dreamer, the safe place, the forgiver, the mirror. But the cost of that shape-shifting was your own reflection. You forgot what your own essence felt like. But now you remember. Now you're no longer chasing connection. You're calling it in from your center, from your sacred yes, from your unapologetic no. Because when a Pisces reclaims their light, they become a magnet for truth. Anything that doesn't resonate with your frequency begins to fall away, not because you force it, but because it can't breathe in your clarity. Fake friends, one-sided relationships, spiritual imposters, all of them begin to dissolve like fog in sunlight. And for the first time, you're not grieving what's leaving. You're grateful. Because now you realize those connections were never real. They were reflections of the version of you that kept bending, shrinking, softening so others wouldn't feel threatened by your depth. But your depth is not a threat. It's a gift. And when you stop trying to be digestible to those who fear your light, something sacred happens. You begin to attract people who speak your language. Souls who recognize you. Conversations that feed you instead of draining you. Opportunities that align not just with your talent, but with your truth. And most importantly, joy that doesn't feel borrowed. Joy that doesn't come with guilt. Joy that feels like home. Pisces, when you stop pleasing others, the divine begins to speak more clearly. When you stop dimming your destiny, steps forward. This is your rebirth. This is not about becoming someone new. This is about returning to who you were before the world told you to be someone else. So breathe, sweet Pisces. Breathe like it's your first breath on earth, because in many ways it is. In the next and final part, we will step into prophecy, the sacred message the universe has been waiting for you to be ready to receive. Because now that you are awake, the future is finally ready to unfold. Pisces, you are not cursed. You are being called. You are not broken. You are becoming. This journey you've walked through confusion, through silence, through energetic interference, has not been meant to punish you. It has been the initiation, a sacred awakening designed not to harden your heart, but to open your eyes. To remind you of your original light, the one that was never meant to be dimmed for anyone else's comfort. You were chosen not because you were easy to target, but because you are powerful. Because your sensitivity is not weakness, it is a supernatural gift. A bridge between realms, a compass pointing toward truth, a vessel that holds more light than most can understand. And now that gift is returning to you, sharpened, cleansed, reclaimed. When you take back your energy, Pisces, the world bends to meet you. You begin to attract opportunities aligned with your higher self. You stop over-explaining your magic to those who refuse to see it. You sleep deeper, laugh fuller, feel clearer, and above all, you begin to trust your path again. Let this be the moment you remember. You were never meant to live in confusion. You were meant to live in clarity, in alignment, in sacred truth. So if this message resonated with you, if something deep in your soul whispered, "This is for me," then you already know. You've felt the shift. You've seen the signs. You are not imagining this. The universe is speaking to you. Now it's time to speak back. Leave a comment below and write, "I am Pisces. I am protected and I am awakened." Let the world and the universe hear your voice. Your words are not just comments. They are declarations, spells, energetic signatures that ripple across timelines. Like this video to send a signal to the cosmos that you're ready, that you're reclaiming your light, that you see and will no longer ignore what your soul knows. And if you feel this video brought healing, if it mirrored something you didn't have words for, consider supporting this channel through the Super Thanks feature. Every contribution helps us continue spreading hope, magic, and soulful guidance across the globe. It's not just support, it's a ripple of light. Pisces, you deserve clarity. You deserve peace. You deserve the kind of love that doesn't drain you, but expands you. You deserve a life where your dreams are honored, not ignored. Where your intuition is respected, not doubted. You deserve to be exactly who you are and thrive in it. Now I want to hear from you. What kind of videos or topics would you love to see next? More Pisces, predictions, money and abundance, rituals, love and soulmate decoding. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I create these videos for you, and your voice guides the vision of this sacred space. Thank you for being here today. And remember this: no shadow, no doubt, no interference has the power to dim what is divinely protected. You are Pisces. You are protected. You are awakened. And your light is only just beginning to rise. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, trust your light, follow your intuition, and never forget the universe is already rearranging itself in your favor. With love and infinite clarity, goodbye for now.